Sorry about that temporary delay. Suddenly the stream got cut, so Twitch decided to cut me off really early tonight. Resuming the first matchup here tonight, we had Shane Scott versus Chris Cryptic. Neither man's hit a signature or finisher move, but we're back up and live. Hopefully, Twitch is that was our one cutoff for the night. Hopefully, no more. I really appreciate it, Twitch. And 2K, let's not freeze either. So here we go, back resuming, not having to restart, but resuming the first matchup, Money in the Bank qualifying match between Shane Scott and Chris Cryptic. Here we go. Chris Cryptic down hard on the mat. Shane Scott lifting him up, knee to the side of the head. Devastating move right there from Shane Scott. Shane Scott lifting him up. I think there's a signature move right here. It is. It's that air raid siren. Nice maneuvers. That be enough to take down the former United States champion. 1, 2, no. It did get some damage in, allowing for that 2 count. But no, what is this? A finisher. I think he's going for that border toss. That high angle, full force right there. 1, 2, 3. No, that was not enough. Can you not see the stream, Tom Hoskins? Let me know quickly if you can't see the video. Chris Cryptic almost being ended right there, able to fight out of it, kick out of that 3 count off that finisher. I'm going to go ahead and pause just because I've yet to see they can see the video here. It might have been a signature move, I'm not sure. From, okay, let's quickly go pause it. I didn't for a second. But if you can see the video, please let me know immediately. He said I didn't for a second. Chris Cryptic going to the outside here. Right, going for a springboard. No, just gets back in the ring. Elbow to the face of Shane Scott. Shane Scott pulling back for a haymaker, hits it. Going for the pinfall here. 1, 2. Okay, I'm going to quickly pause and see. Let me know if you can't see, please. He said I didn't for a second, but I don't know what that means. Hold on a second. I want to make sure that y'all can hear me and that y'all can see me. So hold on just a moment. You guys say you can hear me and you can see me, so we're going to go ahead and resume. Sorry about that. Just trying to make sure that I'm not going to record and finish this matchup without you guys being able to see it. So thank you very much, Trouble, for letting me know that. And here we go, resuming this matchup again. Shane Scott standing over Chris Cryptic. We saw him hit a signature and a finisher move moments ago, but unable to pick up the 3 count. Just before the 3, able to kick out with Chris Cryptic. 1, 2, right there. With that spine buster. Great job there. But unable to pick up the victory with that maneuver as well. Clothesline from Chris Cryptic. What is this? Cryptic back in the corner. What's he doing? Jumping to the outside. Springboarding into the ring. Going for an elbow drop. A standing elbow drop, but unable to hit it. Shane Scott not able to take advantage of that, though. And now a drive-by kick to the side of the face of Shane Scott. What is he setting up here? This is a signature move, I believe. Signature move by Chris Cryptic. Sweet chin music right here. Hits it. Shane Scott might be out. Can Cryptic pick up the victory with that signature move? 1, 2, 3. Oh my gosh. Another big upset. I don't know what it is. Shane Scott dominated for 2 weeks in a row, and then this last week I thought for sure he was going to beat Warden probably twice in that matchup, and here tonight was a really close matchup for a while, but he hits his signature and finisher, unable to defeat Chris Cryptic, who with that nice sweet chin music out of the corner, able to pick up the victory. But I do have good news for Shane Scott, who sadly does not qualify for the Money in the Bank. He will be getting a United States Championship match against Warden at the pay-per-view. Very upset about the loss the last couple nights, but he is going to have a chance to win a title if he can defeat Warden, who defeated him last week at the pay-per-view. So not all is lost here for Shane Scott, but it is Chris Cryptic who qualifies for the Money in the Bank and will be competing as one of those 6 participants with the ability to climb the ladder and grab that briefcase. We are going to see a preview tonight here, Tom Hoskins, but it will not be simply the contenders versus the tag team champions. No, it will be the tag team champions along with the undisputed champion against the tag team #1 contenders. I'll respond to that in a second. It'll be the undisputed and tag champs versus the #1 contenders for both of those titles as well against each other in a 3 versus 3 tag team match here tonight. And Apollo, yeah, that wasn't dominated for sure. That was simply lost a matchup. I thought you were dominating in that match for a while to a degree. I mean, you hit your signature and finisher, but unable to pick up the win as Chris Cryptic squeaking out a victory there with that sweet chin music out of the corner. But we're moving on here tonight. This is not a tag team matchup. This is simply singles action, as we're going to see CJ Lyons, one of the Pride brothers, going up against Jake Watson, a member of Foreign Affairs. Yes, I did get to set your theme, Future. JS does have his other theme. So we will see his entrance theme tonight. We will not have the no theme music for him here tonight.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring, accompanied by King J, the Scorpion Soldier 50, and King J, the Brotherhood.
The Pride making their way out to the ring tonight. As you can see, CJ has shaved his small afro that he had, going clean cut with like his brother Jay. Competing here tonight in singles action. They both Lyons brothers had won main event matches on Raw and SmackDown. Raw and Superstars in the same week, then defeating a tag team in tag team action the following week, but unable to win the #1 contendership match last week as they lost to Atomic Bomb and CM Punk. But here tonight, CJ having a chance to give them a little bit of momentum back, as they're about to face these men right here. The Alex Wolf is coming to the ring alongside Jake Watson, who will be competing against the Pride here tonight. This Slow Chemical song right here got me flagged on YouTube not once but twice. I need to go change it. I'm talking during it, so hopefully maybe YouTube won't pick it up. But here you see the Foreign Affairs coming to the ring. I'm going to have to change that music they have so that I don't get my YouTube videos flagged again, because I don't know exactly. I know that's not good, but I don't want that to become a thing. So we'll see. Hopefully I can talk during this entire entrance so that it won't pick it up. But we have Alex Wolf there in the mask. He's taken quite a bit of change in the last month, but Jake Watson, making his debut a little over a month ago, still has yet to pick up a victory here in XCW Universe. But this right here might be his opportunity, not only for him to pick up a victory, but to continue the momentum that last week Alex Wolf started by being the first man to pin either member of our tag team champions, the Blood Brothers, when he pinned Phantom. So Jake Watson now could be pin one of the Pride here tonight and give their team quite a bit of momentum heading into the tag team action post Money in the Bank. they would maybe start near the top of the pile instead of at the bottom like they were just a couple of weeks ago with a win here tonight.
Oh, he lands that one right to the head. Oh, out of nowhere.
Jake Watson taking CJ to the ground. What is this? Nice little spinning elbow drop there by Jake Watson. Watson being tossed into the corner, but pummeling to the, or falling hard to the ground by hitting that turnbuckle hard.
He's got him. The soldier answers back. Oh, the reversal. Oh.
CJ going for a suplex here, maybe. No, it's that stalling brainbuster. Ooh, the way that they react to that, selling to that move is just looks so painful. The arching of the back, knowing that full contact hitting the mat there. What is this? Jake Watson showing off some power here, lifting CJ up for a pickup power bomb. Great move there by Jake Watson, but it's kicked off, I think, going for a second one. Not letting CJ get control, though, as he tosses him into that turnbuckle. And following it up here with this knee to the side of the head as CJ tried to recover. Unable to do so. CJ, though, what is he going for? Quickly back to his feet, and now hitting another stalling brainbuster. One of his go-to moves here in XCW Universe. This is his calling him. Kick to the gut right there, taking CJ down. Off the ropes goes CJ, jumping over Famouser. Nice move. I love that move. CJ going in here hard. What is he doing? He's doing the deadlift gut wrench suplex, I believe. That's exactly what it is. And slams Watson down hard. We know his brother Jake likes to combo 3 of those together. CJ not quite as strong as his brother Jay on the outside. Jay Lyons not competing here on Raw tonight. And but you'll see him in a moment. Maybe competing on Superstars. We'll see exactly who's going to be competing on Superstars. Some men, I believe, will have to pull double duty. At least 1 or 2 men for sure will get to, as later on in the night we will have a match between 2 gentlemen, and one of them will get to compete in the final Money in the Bank qualifying matchup. And one of them will not. Right there, CJ going for that gut wrench deadlift suplex again. Jake Watson with a nice Luthes press, following up with some pounding right there. I'm not sure which of these 2 men really has gotten the advantage. It's been back and forth. Neither man dominating too much, but this Famouser again, that running Famouser jumping over the top of Watson. Watson now, though. Oh, it looked like he was going for a comeback. Gonna get blocked, though. Great block. Going for a stunner. That signature move right there from CJ. Going for the pinfall. 1, 2. Oh, almost a 3 count, but only a 2. What is this? CJ, no. Into the corner. Blocks that punch to the gut right there. What is he doing? Throwing Jake in the corner now. Jake, though, falls back to the ground. Foot on the ropes, unable to even get a 1 count there.
In no man's land here, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, I've already set the matchup for Raw tonight. You might be surprised to see what the match is, Future. Not going to spoil things for later on tonight, but I will say that JS, or for those who don't know, John Sanchez, but we use his name JS for short. Oh, Superman punch from Jake Watson. That might have been a signature move. I'm not sure. I guess that's just a running strike. But Jose Sanchez, in fact, will have a match on Raw. And you will see him later on tonight, making his debut last week. Code Breaker, that is a finisher right there. Is that enough to put Jake Watson away? 1, 2, 3. Yes, it is. 1 finisher right there. Able to pull it out of nowhere. Right here, a stunner earlier on, that signature move from CJ. But unable to get the pinfall on Jake Watson early on. 1, 2, just a 2. good reversal in the corner here. I don't know what he was going for. It might have been a signature move, but unable to do any damage with Jake Watson right there. Did I say I might have said Jake because I have a bunch of Jakes in this match. I had Jay right there on the side, Jake here. But yes, John Sanchez, excuse me. But CJ picking up the win right there with the code breaker. Jay in there to congratulate his brother on the singles victory, giving the Pride back their momentum that they've only lost for 1 week. But yes, future, you will see John Sanchez make his Raw debut. Last week competing in Superstars, his XCW Universe debut. But this week making a jump up to Raw. So we're going to see if JS can get a victory here, a big victory tonight, and remain undefeated in XCW Universe. Right now, Russell Worth versus Warden, our former undisputed champion who's fallen on hard times. Russell Worth taking on our current United States champion, who's on one of the, if maybe not the most impressive streak in XCW Universe, defeating the former United States champion Brent Ryder, followed up by winning the United States Championship match in a fatal 4-way, then defeating our former United States champion Chris Cryptic twice in a row, and then last week pulling a huge upset by beating Shane Scott, who had been dominating the roster. So will Warden be able to keep his great winning streak alive heading into his United States title defense against Shane Scott at Money in the Bank pay-per-view by beating our former undisputed champion Russell Worth?
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Mr. Gold.
Here we go.
Russell Worth, his confidence I don't think is any less than it has been when he was still the undisputed champion, coming to the ring ready to compete here tonight. Still as confident and as cocky as ever, knowing that for whatever reason, even though he's not a champion currently, that he probably is still better than every other member of the XCW Universe. He's not going to let a little thing like losing break his confidence even a little bit. As he climbs into the ring here tonight, ready to compete. Apollo wanting him to take out Warden here tonight, wanting Shane Scott's opponent to feel defeat heading into the title match against Shane Scott at the pay-per-view.
And approaching the ring, from Reno, Nevada, the United States champion, Warden.
I'm excited for this one.
Warden making his way out to the ring. He feels he is the law here in almost slipped up on the name of the company. Warden feeling like he is the law here in XCW Universe. As he came in, and in less than a month is on one of the best winning streaks in XCW Universe history, as well as winning the U.S. title match quickly, not even on his very first pay-per-view. So he has quite a bit of reason to feel confident here in XCW Universe. And he can add to that total amount of confidence he has by beating the first undisputed champion in XCW Universe history, Russell Worth, here tonight. As we move on to our fourth matchup of the night. Russell Worth quickly with the headlock. I thought it was going to be off the ropes. Instead, over to the apron and a nice hip toss, bringing Russell Worth back into the ring as Warden. Turning Russell over into the corner. I'm not sure why the computer decides to do that when he literally pushed him further into a corner instead of just being able to pull up. That move did not need to be pushed into a corner. It makes no sense, but Same thing with this. This is a move attacking the head. His head was in the center of the ring, and just a weird decision. I hope the AI next year is better at that, understanding when and when not to drag people. Nice swinging neck breaker there, though, from our former undisputed champion. Now going on with a triangle chokehold, but has to let go pretty quickly. Worden blocking that punch and coming in with one of his own, but being tossed now over the apron. What is this? No, he's dragging him into the middle rope, hanging off backwards, hitting a neck breaker, a rope hung neck breaker right there off the second rope. Great move by our former undisputed champion, Russell Worth.
Are you kidding me? Look.
Worden now throws Worth into the corner and quickly tries to hit a running strike on him as he came off that turnbuckle, but instead Russell Worth reverses it with a power slam, followed up by a great lion salt 2/3 of the way across the ring. What is this? That swinging neck breaker again. Russell Worth taking it to Worden right now, going for that triangle chokehold for a second time. You're telling him to break his arm earlier midnight. It looks like he might actually be trying to do that with that triangle chokehold. Ooh, but right there, that forearm taking Worth to the ground, and Worden now, ooh, this is a brutal move when he turns that head sideways and stomps the ear of his opponent. Very easily could cause quite a bit of damage in your ear canal right there, maybe rupture an eardrum. Russell Worth fights past that pain and gets back up to his feet and hits a snap DDT right there. Worth fighting back hard in this matchup. Not sure who has the advantage, but if I had to say anybody currently has fought a little bit harder, fought a little bit better, I'd say Russell Worth so far has done so. Worden not giving up, fighting back here. What is this right here? I think this is a signature move right now. Drops him, catches him for that German, combos it into the pin. 1, 2, just a 2 count as Russell Worth kicks out of that electric chair drop catch into a German suplex. Swinging neckbreaker for a 3rd time. Russell Worth going again. What is this deal about this triangle chokehold? This is not a signature finisher, but he keeps going to it, using it to try to take out Worden, but Worden able to fight out of it and get position on Worth. But Worth with that enziguri, that great equalizer. I love the enziguri. It just always seems like it'd be so horrible to receive. Like just when you think you have momentum going, or just when you think it's going your way, suddenly the guy jumps up with like a last-ditch effort and kicks you in the back of the head. Russell Worth removing our table tonight, but as Action Head spills back into the ring, hopefully he's not going to try to put him through a table like he did in his championship match against Brian Nash at Bad Blood. Was that a signature move or a finisher move? I'm not sure what that was. It's probably just a quick grapple, or medium grapple, I guess is what they actually are. That back wheel trip right there from Worden, able to curb the momentum, not allowing that comeback from Russell Worth. Worden attacking Russell Worth again, sitting up, that foot to the chest. Just got to take the air out of you. Setting up a finisher now. Worden is going to hit the end of days. He does. He hits the end of days again. Will it defeat yet another man here in XCW Universe? 1, 2, no! Wow, Russell Worth, that might be the first man to kick out of that. I cannot remember if anyone has kicked out of that. But he does here tonight, kicking out of the end of days. What is this? Stalking him from behind, though. Russell Worth back to his feet. Russell Worth, snap DDT. Oh, what is this? That black hole slam from Russell Worth. Is that enough? 1, 2. Oh, just a 2 count. He still has a finisher, though. That's just a signature move. Going for a spinning back elbow, unable to hit it. Worden blocking it, going with the reverse STO. I mean, a STO right there.
Submission hold locked
Now
in.
single leg Boston Crab. Russell Worth gets to the ropes, drags himself with his forearms and gets to the ropes, making Worden have to release the hold. Russell Worth going for an enziguri in the corner, unable to hit it. Hits an elbow though. Goes for a diving drop kick to the knee, unable to get it. Both men botching attacks here. Unable to seem to face the right direction to hit those moves. Worden going for a pin off here. I'm not even sure what exactly knocked him down, but just a 2 count.
Expression of pure disbelief on the face of his opponent.
Wolf doesn't like bullies. Watch your backstage, Shane Scott. Wolf kind of throwing out the challenge to Shane Scott. Also, yes, JS is another big man here in XCW Universe. We've got about 5, maybe 6 of our roster that are very large, huge gentlemen that kind of tower over the rest. Worden now unable to get back to his feet after that suplex with the suplex throw. Russell Worth trying to drop kick him into the ropes, but unable to get him to fall there as he hits the turnbuckle on his way down. Just a 2 count. That could have been it. I think his head clipping that turnbuckle off that drop kick to the knee from Russell Worth. Ooh, I don't know. The ref really needs to watch that. Make sure his knee's not hitting a little bit too low there on Worden. Oh, Russell Worth trying for a running attack there. Worden, though, great reversal. Worden, though, setting up for a finisher. If he hits this end of days, it has got to be over. And here it is. This is going to be the end of this match. There's no way Russell Worth will kick out. 1, 2, 3. That is it. I would have been utterly stunned if Russell Worth could have kicked out of a second end of days. Russell Worth unable to hit his finisher here. I'm not sure if he maybe got it reversed at one point, but Russell Worth unable to ever get that finisher off on Worden, and Worden with his second finisher, that end of days, putting away our former undisputed champion. Worden really, truly taking a great leap here up the roster in terms of competition. Has not lost a match this month, and singles competition is 4-0, and will face Shane Scott at the pay-per-view. A man he already defeated, but a man that many here in XCW Universe fear. So we'll see if he can keep that momentum going, or if Shane Scott is going to be able to take that U.S. title from him. Definitely has all the momentum, but Shane Scott's got the power, and it might be that power that ends his title reign after only a month. Okay, on to our next match now. Our 5th match of the night will be Bobby James versus Anthony. Both of these men already qualifying for the Money in the Bank matchup. Last week we had Brent Ryder versus Justin Sane, the first 2 qualifiers in the Money in the Bank. Ryder able to pick up that victory last week. But here tonight, Bobby James versus Anthony. These men qualified last week. And here tonight, we're going to see if either one of them can have momentum going into the Money in the Bank match. We're not sure exactly how much momentum plays out in title matches and in Money in the Bank matches, these big, huge victory matches that will turn your career around. But
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring, from parts unknown, Thing 666.
The WWE Universe letting them hear it.
your match, I believe, is going to be after this matchup. This must be only our 4th matchup of the night. Or 5th. I believe so, yeah. We should have one more match after this. Oh. Shane Scott trying to call out Wolf. He wants to see him one-on-one. Wolf has yet to be pinned here in XCW Universe. Shane Scott wanted to be the first man to do so. I'll consider it, Apollo, but there are some superstars that have yet to have a match that probably need one, but we'll see if there's room. Maybe, just maybe.
Approaching the ring from Montreal, Canada, Anthony.
I'm excited for this one.
Last week I was very surprised. Personally, I expected both Anthony and Bobby James to lose last week. Neither one of them to qualify for the Money in the Bank. But in my books, pulling upsets over Tyrant and Ross. But both of these men proving that they deserve to be in that Money in the Bank matchup. And here tonight, one of them will prove that they have what it takes to probably pull down that briefcase by defeating the other man here tonight. Apollo wanting to pick up a victory for momentum. Here we go in this singles competition.
And this one's destined to be a human demolition derby.
Anthony behind Bobby James gets taken down by that snapmare into a headlock. Now wrenching hard is Bobby James a couple of times. Anthony able to get to his feet, throwing James to the ground and reversing it into a headlock on the ground. Nice job here. Bobby James, European uppercut, going for another strike, but reversed. Big boot attempt. Now double knee backbreaker, that lung blower, that backstabber. That name's got a lot of moves that you can give it. Anthony taking him to the ground. Bobby James getting back to his feet, though. Ooh, started running at Anthony, but Anthony had swung a kind of a out-of-control haymaker, makes a connection with Bobby James sending him back to the mat. Nice pullback clothesline from Anthony. Taken to the ground was Bobby James right there. Knee to the side there. Yeah, we got momentum is a funny thing sometimes. Winning is really going to help your overall. In Universe mode, it literally affects your overall. Will boost your numbers if you can get a bunch of wins in a row and stack up a good record. One reason why Wolf and Phantom for so long have been, I think, a great team was they were winning so many that their numbers were high. I think they were actually 100 overalls at one point simply from winning so much. But Phantom losing last week, and Warden might be one of the highest overalls now, having 5 straight wins, including a championship. So we'll see exactly who is going to win this matchup right now. Anthony taking control with that elbow to the back of the head. Off the ropes. Anthony get taking Bobby James down there with that punch as he was leaning against the ropes on the outside of the apron there. James, though, taking Anthony to the floor hard with that Russian leg sweep. Pushed back, though. Ooh, high knee. High running knee right there from Bobby James. Hey Carson, we saw CJ in action earlier tonight, but I believe that we'll probably see Jay fighting on Superstars. CJ having a great matchup, picking up a victory over Jake Watson.
Oh, wow.
Oh, man, that one-handed spine buster from Anthony. Impressive move. Ooh, that mic check STO right there. Bobby James, though, stomping to his feet. Got a comeback, but not going to be able to hit it outside the ring. Maybe Anthony knows that, trying to delay this comeback here. Oh, and as Bobby James gets back in the ring, 1, 2, 3. No, I thought that was it. He busted Bobby James open, who seems to get busted open a lot. Anthony hitting that RKO. I thought that was a great way to finish the matchup. Wasting Bobby James's comeback. Gets back in the ring as James gets in, gets hit with that RKO, but unable to get the win. Oh, man, that is, I thought that was it. I thought it was over, but Bobby James had the wherewithal to somehow get his arms off the apron. Now, what is this? Nice roll up here. 1, 2. Oh, not enough, but just about got Anthony off that quick reversal roll up right there. And a vicious DDT right there. Going for the pinfall here. 1, just a 1 count. Yeah, it's just, Wes Carson. I thought it was a really good matchup by CJ, pulling off a victory with the code breaker out of nowhere. You can go back and watch it on YouTube or Twitch later on, but I thought it was a really good singles matchup. He had Jay at ringside, and Alex Wolf, who defeated Phantom last week, was at ringside for his partner, Jake Watson. What is this here? Stomping the mat. I think Bobby James is going to go for an RKO. Reverse, though. Anthony reverses that RKO. Bobby James only on a knee. Anthony lifts him up. That reverse mic check STO right there. That might be it. But no, Bobby James's foot gets under the rope, having to let go. Anthony gets that punch blocked, but quickly reverses the move by Bobby James, sending him hard in the mat. Yeah, I guess he has chronic nosebleeds from his forehead. What is this? Going for the pinfall. Only a 2 count. He's going to do a little bit more than that to pin him here. Nice kicks right there from Anthony, but not enough to take Bobby James down, who is still fighting and fighting hard in this matchup to win.
He's in big trouble.
Nice takedown, but now he is tired and exhausted. Going for a pinfall though. 1, 2. Not able to get the 3. One of these men is definitely going to have that momentum. Both have fought hard, but there are going to be 5 men who fought hard in that Money in the Bank ladder match this Sunday. Oh, what is it right there? Another RKO from Anthony. Now barely able to get around. Can he crawl over to make the pinfall attempt? Barely able to get there. 1, 2, 3. That is it. I thought maybe, just maybe, Bobby James would get back up, but that second RKO was just enough to get the job done. Right there was the first one. Only a 2 count. Nice roll up. Almost got him here. Really late 2 count. We're going to see another pin attempt here from the winner, Anthony. But right there, that second RKO, you can see Anthony exhausted, not being able to drape the arm over, having to regain his composure, get back to a knee, and then drop down for the pin here. Still able to pick up the victory, even with that delay on the cover.
Here is your winner, Anthony.
Well, at least one superstar is happy that this one's over. You said it.
Right there, Anthony. Picking up a great win here tonight. He's got momentum headed into that Money in the Bank matchup. Maybe it'll propel him up that ladder and grab that briefcase, getting an undisputed title shot whenever he feels like it. And moving on, future, here is your matchup. I believe so. Yes, it is. Ross versus John Sanchez. In this matchup, Ross has been a good superstar here in XCW Universe, picking up some nice wins, but also some devastating losses. And John Sanchez making his debut last week with an impressive victory over Chris Kanyon on Superstars. And here's the deal with this matchup. This is a Money in the Bank qualifying match, as one of these 2 men will get to compete on Superstars for that last spot in the Money in the Bank matchup, and the loser will not get that opportunity. Again, this is not for a spot in the Money in the Bank match itself, but for a spot in the final Money in the Bank qualifying matchup. So here we go, Ross versus JS. 2 big men colliding here tonight. We're going to see which of these 2 big men are really tougher, or should I say, who is more tough of the 2.
The contest is scheduled for 1 fall. Making his way to the ring, from Alger, Algeria, Ross.
Oh, I am ready for this.
Ross, that very powerful entrance with the pyro backing him up on the ring entrance. Now making his way to the steel steps, ready to climb in here and claw his way back into the Money in the Bank matchup after losing to the man who just won, Anthony, last week. That short-lived tag team might have been the end of Ross, but Ross getting a second opportunity if he can win this matchup here tonight on Raw on episode 14 of XCW Universe. It would be interesting to see if the Blood Brothers could grow. Talks possibly of JS maybe, at least Wolf and Phantom are open to the idea of JS possibly joining them, but not necessarily exactly extending an offer, but saying if you can fit the theme, you can join. So we'll see. Maybe a true faction forming in the chat here. We'll see later on. Maybe that will happen.
And approaching the ring from Manhattan, New York, John Sanchez.
Well, the WWE Universe sure isn't shy about sharing their feelings about this superstar.
John Sanchez coming out here with the new attire this week. Last week he had the red flaming skullish looking attire. This week with more of a ghost skull looking attire. Very nice. Really like the gray and the shading on the all throughout that attire here tonight. Not just solid colors through, but another good attire here for JS, John Sanchez. Midnight approving of this attire. We're going to see these two big men collide right here, one-on-one.
Struggling for control.
Usually, both these men have a big size advantage over their competitors, but they look evenly matched here. Nearly pound for pound, muscle for muscle. It's going to really come down to who's got that better finishing move, who's got that it factor that can bring the other man to his back for the 3 count.
You hear how his leg connected? And again the feet fly.
Ooh, Ross with that nice pendulum backbreaker. A duck under takedown from John Sanchez. JS now with that great pullback haymaker and a leg drop to the arm, attacking a very vulnerable part of a man, the inner side of that arm there. Along with that body splash, didn't even have to run off the ropes, just immediately jumped up and splashed right down on Ross.
The kick connects. And he's displaying tremendous.
Yeah, I believe Tom Hoskins, you're saying I think that this attire actually would really fit well with Wolf and Phantom in terms of that like kind of white skullish looking face to some degree. It's definitely different than Wolf and different than Phantom, and it would this particular attire would fit them very well. That is JS. That is the future XXY2J's man in the ring. As Ross picking up with a hard scoop slam, able to lift the ginormous JS in the air right there.
By any means necessary.
Pounding to the face is Ross, just trying to obliterate him here.
Face buster, face buster.
Trying to tell if he's wearing boots or if those are socks. It's hard to tell with the here in WWE 2K15, the those like extra pads you can put over your boots are protrude so large. Should be some type of way to adjust it. I believe this might be a signature move here, maybe actually a finisher. This jackhammer I know is definitely a signature or finisher. 1, 2, just a 2 as Ross is able to kick out. I thought he might have had it there. That jackhammer, that suplex followed by with that spinning takedown, making the cover but unable to get the victory. Must have been a signature move because this is an oh my god finisher right here. John Sanchez going back, jumping hard, drop kick to the face of Ross. Quickly rolling in. He's got to make the cover fast. He does. 1, 2, 3. John Sanchez is going to be in that Money in the Bank qualifying matchup. Ross, I don't know what's going on with Ross, but picking up a third straight pinfall loss. 3 Raws in a row. Ross is really falling out of sorts right now in the XCW Universe. But John Sanchez with a great victory here tonight with that drop kick off the bottom rope there. Great debut on Raw here for JS. Taking up victories on both Raw and Superstars, 2-0 and undefeated in XCW Universe. That is true. When you make the calf skin, that's what I'll do with my guy once. I actually made him as fat as he could on the legs and tried to add as many layers as possible just to see how big you could make the legs appear. But yeah, the trick is to make the calves small, and that will make it at least look a little bit less protruding. But a great win here from JS. I didn't know exactly what to expect. I wanted to see what we would have right there, but JS picking up a great victory. A little bit tired already. But here's our main event of Raw, 6-man tag team matchup. This is our number 1 contenders facing our champions. Our tag team champions you see on the right going to be competing with Brian Nash, our undisputed champion. Hold on just a moment. Okay. And Mike Miles, who lost the momentum last week. He had defeated Brian Nash 2 weeks ago, but last week Brian Nash getting the victory back over Mike Miles, heading into their pay-per-view match. Both men here are definitely going to want to win this one. The undisputed championship on the line at the pay-per-view. Sorry, I'm yawning so much all of a sudden. Hopefully I'm not making you guys yawn via my yawn sound. But here we go. Let's watch these entrances.
The following 6-man contest is a tag team match set for one fall. On the way to the ring, from Charlotte, North Carolina, Mike Miles.
Well, the WWE Universe sure isn't shy about sharing their feelings about this superstar.
Mike Miles winning the King of the Ring tournament. Mike Miles winning the King of the Ring tournament, defeating 7 men, 3 matches, 2 of them actually back-to-back, as he won his semifinal matchup and then immediately had to win the finals of the King of the Ring tournament against the Rocker. The Rocker had a chance to have this opportunity, but instead lost it and has now been released by XCW Universe. Sadly, the Rocker lost his last match here against that man, Mike Miles.
Brad Thompson and C.N.
Wow, listen to that reaction.
And you can see his tag team partners here tonight. Our number 1 contenders, 2-0 in action in XCW Universe. CM Punk and Adam Bomb. having a chance here tonight to defeat the tag team champions. Or I'm sorry, I said 2-0. They're actually 3-0 as they won the #1 contendership match last week. And if they can defeat the tag team champions here tonight, that might propel them to a win at the pay-per-view. But just remember, in our very first month, the Pride, along with a third party, were able to defeat our tag team champions in 3 versus 3 competition, but were unable to win the titles at Bad Blood. So winning this matchup is not necessarily the best thing in the world, but you definitely do not want to go into a pay-per-view losing.
And the World Tag Team Champions, the Phantom and Wolf, the Blood Brothers.
Now the WWE Universe sure isn't shy about sharing their feelings about this superstar.
Here are your tag team champions. Wolf with the coat and hat. Phantom right here, front and center of your screen. So far in 2 versus 2 and normal tag team action, undefeated in XCW Universe, still are our tag team champions. Did Chris Canyon get his concussion checked? Yes, he did, but he actually will be competing on main event. But Sammy Danger has taken a leave of absence at this moment in time. He has not gone from XCW Universe, but is taking a small hiatus to recuperate himself, get himself back in top form.
And their opponents, from Dallas, Texas, the WWE Undisputed Champion, Brian Tornado Nashville.
And here comes Brian Tornado Nash, the undisputed champion of XCW Universe, heading to the ring, able to stop his only a 2-match losing streak, but his very first losing streak here in XCW Universe by defeating his #1 contender, Mike Miles, last week in singles competition, hitting that F7 powerbomb and picking up the victory. Who are you facing later? Oh, you'll find out. You'll find out. After this matchup, I have to make up the card for Superstars, and you'll find out right then who you're going to get to face. Okay. So sorry, I keep yawning. It's the like 5th time I've done it already. I guess. I don't know. This match might take forever. So. Hold on just one moment. Where's my other controller? I got 2. I had it out just a little while ago. I'm going to choose one member of each team to control one of the guys on the apron, so that at least we'll have less people running in to break up and do all of that. I just got to find my controller. This is crazy. I had it right before I started recording. You have something until you need it, and then when you need it, you can't find it. That's just how the nature of things. At least for me. I might have to just go ahead and start it with that. Oh, there it is. Okay, make sure it's got batteries in it. It does. And here we go. We're going to head and join. I'll wait till the second one is on here. There we go. Here we go. We're going to join as Atomic Bomb on this side. We're going to join as Wolf on this side. And let's go ahead and start the matchup now. This controller. There we go. I don't want this match to take 20 years, but at the same time I don't want to actually be competing in it. So I will just simply be the man on the apron to try to attempt to allow pinfalls if the match is going too long. Nice jumping STO there from Phantom, taking Miles down to the ground hard. Wolf has yet to be pinned here in XCW Universe. Phantom picking up his very first pinfall defeat last week to Alex Wolf. So there's something to be gained by any member of the Mike Miles, Atomic Bomb, and CM Punk team. If any of them can defeat Wolf, that'd be a great accomplishment in itself, being the first man to defeat him in nearly 3 months of competition. Wolf now being tagged in.
Phantom just a bit faster on that exchange.
Phantom getting out of the ring. Wolf competing now.
Natural with the advantage after that exchange. He's got him up.
Mike Miles, that high angle scoop slam, taking him to the ground. Miles now tagging out. I think CM Punk was asking for the tag, but he tags in Atomic Bomb instead. What is this? Wolf not done with Mike Miles, trying to drag him into the ring. But Atomic Bomb stopping him and now tagging Nash in. Nash into the ring now. Our undisputed champion getting his first action. A nice pullback punch on that head right there of Atomic Bomb. Back body drop. Atomic should not have been running at our champion like that. Basically pulled a Leroy Jenkins right there, just running in when it was an ill-advised time.
You hear how his leg connected?
Atomic Bomb, what is this? Brian Nash going for a power bomb. That is not the F7, but it is a very devastating move in its own right. Nash not allowing Atomic Bomb to tag out, but a nice reversal, but goes for a heel kick, unable to hit it. Nash now tagging in Wolf. You see Atomic Bomb already yellow. CM Punk in the ring now. What is this? Trying to club the back of Wolf. CM Punk, though, a nice Northern Lights suplex. Ooh, I don't know. I think Wolf got it there from the foot, but still able to hit that shoulder block, taking Punk to the ground. And now that surfboard stomp here. There's a very innovative maneuver there from Wolf.
Wow, look at him go. What a hurricanrana.
Wolf setting this up here. What is he doing? Kissing the forehead of Punk. And now that spinning STO, taking Punk to the heart viciously. I'm not sure what he was going for there, but Punk quickly making a grapple, hitting a snap suplex, taking Wolf to the ground. So far, I believe in all 3 of CM Punk's matches, he has actually picked up the pinfall victory. Not only has his team won, but I believe he personally has picked up every win. Going for that Enziguri right there, but reversed, blocked by Wolf, who follows it up with that Luthes press and pummeling. Wolf off the ropes. CM Punk in a bad spot, going in over in with that kick to the face. Northern Light suplex again. Wolf now getting damaged into the yellow.
You hear how his leg connected? He anticipated that move perfectly.
Ooh, that was I was in the middle of a yawn, but I still had to react to that. That looked like it was a perfectly timed drop kick to the face of CM Punk, but Punk now tagging in his partner, Atomic Bomb.
His partner's being punished and he's seen enough. And he finally gets
What
out
is
of the
this? Fighting back is Atomic Bomb, throwing Phantom in the corner, but Phantom able to reverse that move right there. Reversal by Atomic Bomb, though. Back and they fourth they go.
Well, it's all about positioning when it comes to the Anaconda, and CM Punk is such a great positional performer.
You ever say something stupid and you just can't let it go? I'm trying to say back and forth they go, and I say back and forth they go. I think I do quite a few of those random little add one extra word in or repeat something twice in the middle of a saying. But nobody ever calls me on it, so it's okay. Here are undisputed champion and Phantom, half of our tag team champions, doing a double team maneuver to Punk. Doing a clothesline and spear simultaneously. Nice swinging neck breaker from Punk, taking down our undisputed champion, who quickly gets back to his feet. But Punk able to get out of the ring. Maybe not even wanting to face the wrath of Brian Nash. But Nash hitting a powerbomb on Atomic Bomb there now. Also got a damaged yellow head as well as the body. Back body drop by Brian Nash.
He's in bad shape.
That surfboard stretch, we've actually seen that win the Undisputed Championship over Russell Worth in our first match.
Saw that one coming. Bam! Look out. And that should do it.
Oh, wow. Did you see that? Brian Nash.
We got a cover.
1, 2,
And the match
3.
continues.
No, I
Shoulder
thought that was it.
shoulder.
CM Punk got in. I'm not sure exactly what happened there. Maybe he just tagged in Atomic Bomb. I was looking at something said in the chat. Brian Nash just turns his focus from Punk and just basically almost a Gore or a Goldberg version spear kills Atomic Bomb, but unable to pick up the victory off of it. F7 powerbomb right there, but on the wrong side of the ring. I'm pretty certain that CM Punk's going to get in there and break this pin up. He is, and he does before even the 1 count. Nash needed to do that in his own corner, and this matchup I think would definitely be over. No way Atomic Bomb was going to kick out of that. Future saying that he thinks that there's going to be a faction between him and the Blood Brothers.
After all of these shots to the head, I've got a feeling that Soup's going to be on his diet for
The-
the foreseeable future.
The what of darkness?
CM Punk here.
The Decifol? The Decafol? Decafalls. What the hell is a Decafol? Maybe I'm just somehow not reading this word right. Decifalls. That's probably either a word I know and I'm for some reason reading it and just for some reason cannot pronounce it. I don't know why. Or I don't know what that word is. The something of darkness. This, oh no, I think this is actually a finisher here. Is this the, oh my god, finisher? No, that is not. That is simply the big swing from Phantom. Okay, you spelled it wrong. Good, thank you, because that was killing me. Oh, that right there is a finisher, though. Going for the pinfall.
He's going for the pin.
1,
Could be it.
2.
He breaks
Oh, Atomic Bomb. I don't know what it was. Brian Nash did not get in there to break it up. If he had, would have easily been able to stop Atomic Bomb. Instead, Phantom not able to pick up the win over CM Punk right there.
gathering attention in a hurry.
The Decibels of Darkness. Oh, I think both of you mean the Disciples of Darkness.
He's in
Y'all both must mean disciples. That'd be, oh gosh, spelling it without writing it will be harder. Deciple, I believe is what it is. And y'all spellings are killing it. So the Disciples of Darkness. Okay, that makes more sense than Decifals or Disciples. So Disciples of Darkness. That would be a pretty good name, I think. Okay, right here, this 3D. I don't know if that was somehow a finisher or a move by CM Punk.
shoulders down.
I mean, that's the finisher from our tag team champions, and maybe somehow the computer allowed Brian Nash to come in and join in on that finisher,
I don't know.
because
know.
I don't believe that's a normal move for Phantom.
Of self-doubt. Great reversal.
Oh, the Codebreaker's Phantom's finisher. I thought he had 2 finishers. I guess I'm wrong here.
What a
Atomic Bomb hitting that submission move on the apron, but you cannot actually win a submission move like that, as the rope break automatically means that move is not actually legal. Has to let go quickly. Ryan Nash dragging him to his far side of the ring, literally throws Punk into the air, immediately locking in this signature move, the sharpshooter. Punk, though, in the ropes. Brian Nash in the wrong spot again, this time with his signature move. Punk, nice Hurricanrana, taking down the undefeated champion. Atomic Bomb back in the ring. Mike Miles has not seen action in a long time in this matchup. See if I can get Mike Miles back in here by moving CM Punk out of the way. Punk should take over the other side of the apron. And he does. Maybe next time Atomic Bomb will tag him back in. As you saw, he was getting the cold shoulder. These two tag team partners only tagging each other in for such a long period of time. There we go. Mike Miles back into the matchup now. This right here. What is this? Mike Miles immediately getting with an F7. I'm sorry about that, Mike Miles. Again, though, in the wrong side of the ring. 1, 2. Oh, able to kick out. I don't know why neither man even got in the ring. I guess because they knew he was going to kick out. Only has yellow damage because Mike Miles has not been in this matchup in a long time. Oh, the fireman's cutter is the other one, but he doesn't use it. Yes, I believe if you have two finishers in the same position, the computer never uses your other one. So for anybody that has two standing finishers or two ground or whatever, two same position, you might want to move or change your second finisher to something different so the computer might actually hit it every now and then. Brian Nash able to get a signature move. Mike Miles fighting back, reversed though, taken down to the mat. This would be a good place to lock in that sharpshooter, but he does not hit it right there. Mike Miles setting up for a scoop slam here. CM Punk and Atomic Bomb both on the verge of signature moves that they can just get back in the ring now. Brian Nash, the only man right now with a signature or finisher.
He was one step ahead on that one. The natural with the advantage after that exchange. And the disaster.
That spear, he's in a corner, might be able to pick up the victory. 1, oh, again, if you saw CM Punk, the illegal man that I'm not controlling, was cheering on his team, and if he had gone for the pinfall, that would have been it. This time CM Punk not celebrating, able to get in and break it up. Oh, wait, I didn't even notice that Wolf was not even on the apron. Punk taking down our undisputed champion, knocking Wolf off of the apron. Let's get Wolf back up on the apron here so he can get tagged in. I have no idea how long he's been off the apron. A Northern Lights suplex there, though. I can't remember what your finisher you hit was this last week. Going for a big boot right there. Reverse, though, with that nice knee backbreaker.
That should do it right there.
The, like Russian leg sweep type of maneuver there. CM Punk going to tag in. It looks like Mike Miles this time. Miles back in the ring.
He's got him hooked.
Fighting our undisputed champion. What is he going for? A submission hold here. But his feet were in the ropes. These men in this match need to remember their ring positioning. Know where they are in the ring. When to hit the right moves in the right spots. Right here, Brian Nash setting up for a finishing move. If he can hit this, he might be in good position. The F7 turning around, at least on the far side of the ring, a little bit away. Is he going to be able to pick up the victory here? No, CM Punk in the ring. Phantom not quick enough. Needed to be a little bit closer to his corner to be able to pick up the victory there. Wolf now being tagged back into the ring. It is really late. I'm sorry about this late start here, guys. Sometimes this is going to have to happen, though, and sometimes they'll be able to hit it, 4, 5, 6 o'clock. Sometimes it'll be really late like this, and occasionally it'll be earlier in the day. Just depends on how my schedule's working out at the time. Atomic Bomb with a nice knee, followed up by a bulldog, taking him all the way across the ring. Throwing Wolf back into the corner now. I think he was going for another one of those signature maneuvers, maybe. No, lifting him up to the top turnbuckle. What is this? I don't know what he's setting up for. Is he going for a pedigree off the top rope? He is. Atomic Bomb hits a pedigree off the top rope. Is that going to be enough to pin Wolf? No, that is not a finisher, not a signature, I guess. I don't know what that was, but he did not go for a pinfall.
Just trying to goad his opponent.
Wolf fighting back here, hitting Atomic Bomb with that nice forearm, but snapmare followed by that low kick to the back.
A quick cover.
Phantom not getting in the ring. Wolf kicks out pretty easily there. Paulo wanting to match up against Wolf one-on-one or Phantom one-on-one. I don't know which of the two he wants to face now. Instead, he's wanted to face both men with Shane Scott.
And there's the reversal from CM Punk.
Wolf taking down Punk right there. Punk turned over.
There's the pin. Can his opponent
1,
take it out?
2. Wow. Oh my gosh, I believe that was just a reverse off that Enziguri attempt. If that's the way it ends, I'm shocked. CM Punk taking his first loss in XCW Universe. I cannot believe he's able to win off that maneuver. And who was it? I think Atomic Bomb slow to get in the ring. Saw two F7s here tonight, but they were on the wrong sides of the ring. Wow. Road kick right there earlier on from Phantom. Not able to get that 3 count much earlier on, and great positioning in the ring though. Atomic Bomb breaking that one up. Yes, he saw right there that Enziguri attempt failing. Mike Miles watching on from the outside. Atomic Bomb was a little bit too tired, unable to get in the ring in time. Wow. Atomic Bomb had just tagged in, I believe. So he was tired from his being in the ring. Mike Miles on the outside of the ring watching as this team's losing here tonight. The champions showing why they are the champions, picking up this victory. You see right now our undisputed champion and tag team champions picking up the victory, standing victorious in the ring here tonight. Whoever said I'm gonna do your match and follow? I never said I was going. I might just have to give you. Dang it! I keep forgetting to do that. I keep forgetting to exit. So annoying. Now I've got to skip 2 entrances and all that again. Yeah, I was kidding. I'll let you have your match against either Phantom or Wolf. Since you've been such a good sport watching here, staying up really late with the stream, and a second chance for you got to get some momentum here tonight. The question is, will he face Phantom or Wolf? Wolf undefeated in singles competition. Phantom has only 1 loss in singles competition or tag team competition. Oh, yeah, I'm definitely backing out. This is simply, I clicked next match. I mean, yeah, which goes to the next show or whatever. I clicked next show instead of the other. So we're going to skip these entrances since these are not actually happening. Pretend like this isn't going on. There are no superstars currently coming to the ring on Superstars. This is all a figment of your imagination. That was a great go-home edition of Raw heading into Money in the Bank pay-per-view. We saw our United States champion continue his winning streak. We saw our tag team and undisputed champions. Oh gosh, that would have made me really upset if I clicked next match and that somehow simulated this match. Oh gosh. Future wanting to know what Lucky's chances, exactly what his extracurricular activities are. We're not going to go into detail. I've said numerous times now what Lucky Chance's alternate job is, his secondary job to his XCW Universe career. We don't need to go back into those details. Okay, here we go. Playing, going back to play matches. That's not what these matches are going to be, so let's customize. You know, is this a singles match? It is. Participants. The question is it going to be Phantom or Wolf? Gay boy. Gay boy? What? What about wearing a rainbow-colored attire makes you gay? It's not like that's a symbol for the LGBTA community or anything like that. Never heard of that ever before. Who was it again? Oh yeah, what's his name? Shane Scott. That's right, Shane Scott. That's who we want fighting here tonight. Shane Scott. Okay. Shane Scott is gonna fight. I guess we'll give him Wolf. Just to remember, if Shane Scott loses here tonight, that would give him 3 losses in a row, and would not only be a devastating not having momentum, but he'd have really reverse momentum. We're gonna go ahead and add in his partner Wolf at ringside. Try to have the partners at ringside whenever I can for tag teams. It's not allowing me to click. Oh, I'm an idiot. Oh, wow. I was trying to add Wolf to Wolf's team instead of adding Phantom. Sorry about that. I felt like an idiot. I'm like, why isn't it letting me save it? He's going to... Oh, Wolf talking trash and... Midnight really talking trash and chanting Wolf's name. He's wanting Wolf here. And Wolf telling him he's going to turn him into kibbles and bits. We're going to see which of these 2 big men will be able to compete and win this matchup. And then now, let's go and do our main event. Customize this matchup. We are going to have a 6-man over-the-top battle royal to determine our final Money in the Bank qualifying matchup. Some people who have not gotten to compete in the Money in the Bank qualifying process are going to get a shot here. And also, we're going to have some people that, let's see, who has not competed. Who just earned the second chance? That's right. It was not Ross. No, he lost. It was your boy, what's his name again? John Sanchez. Where did he go? I've probably passed him 6 times now. There we go. John Sanchez, one of the 6 men competing here for a spot at the Money in the Bank ladder match. Okay. And we're also going to throw in Sammy Danger's taking on a hiatus right now. Let's see who has not competed for one. I believe Nick Nitro has not competed. Some of these newer guys that have not necessarily gotten an opportunity. I think the CJ and J could be added into this matchup. CJ and J. I'm going to go ahead and throw both brothers in there. Been on such a tear lately. I think either one of these guys would make a great Money in the Bank qualifying matchup contender. Neither one having a match so far at the pay-per-view. Tyrant or Lucky Chance. Give one of these guys another chance. Tyrant picking up 2 victories this month. Lucky also picking up. I guess I'll go ahead and give Tyrant an opportunity. And finally, our 6th and final competitor for this Money in the Bank competition. One more guy getting a chance here is going to be... See, Aaron Storms hasn't competed. I could throw him in there. Jake Watson. Jake Watson, who has yet to win a match here in XCW Universe in over a month. Don't think he deserves it. Chris Cannon has also not won a match here in XCW Universe. Almost everybody else has competed. Oh, there we go. Our former undisputed champion, I think, deserves a shot at winning this matchup, getting another title match. Sorry about Twitch messing up for you. Twitch occasionally will kick me off. I've got to redo it up. Anthony has already competed. He competed against another Money in the Bank qualifier, Bobby James on Raw. If you want me to tell you who won, just let me know and I'll let you know who won that match, or you can wait till later to go find out. And Brenton Ryder versus Aaron Storms in our other matchup. No, you know what? Let's make this matchup a little bit different. Just because I want more people to get to see their guys. But it was a good matchup. If you want me to tell you who won, I will. If you don't, I won't spoil it for you. So let me know if you want me to tell you who won the matchup. Okay, here, the 4 men who've not competed, I believe, this week. Brent Ryder, Chris, okay, Aaron Storms. We're going to add in Chris the batsman there? Chris, no, not Chris Cryptic, but Chris Canyon. And then finally, our last one before, as soon as we're done picking this superstar, we will be able to start superstars. Sorry this is taking so long. Lucky Chance, is he the only person who has not competed this week? You know what? Justin Sane hasn't, so we're going to go ahead and let Justin Sane compete in this matchup as well. Okay. One of these men will have momentum going into the pay-per-view. We saw Brent Ryder face Justin Sane last week one-on-one, but here tonight in a fatal four-way match, we'll see if either of those two men can bring momentum into the Money in the Bank, as this is our final 3 matches before the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. Go ahead and start this match here. Shane Scott versus Wolf. It's 12:15 where you live. Yes, it is. Only 11:15 where I live. I'm an hour behind you guys. Sorry about you guys being so tired. Sorry about having to start so late, but appreciate everybody who watches here on Twitch. I know sometimes it's inconvenient for you guys, so anybody who does watch, I appreciate it for you guys being here. Shane Scott trying to attempt to be the first man to pin Wolf in XCW Universe. Nearly 3 months staying undefeated in terms of being pinned or submitted. Will this be the man to do it? Will Shane Scott not only defeat one half of the tag team champions, picking up a major victory, but get momentum heading into his title match against Warden at Money in the Bank? We're going to find out in just a moment once 2K feels like loading up the entrance here.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Austin, Texas, Shane Scott.
Will the comeback begin tonight?
Shane Scott making that impressive entrance out to the ring. I don't know how. Personally, I think most men fear this man, but after might have lost a little bit of luster after 2 straight losses. But I think he could easily gain it all back here tonight if he could defeat Wolf one-on-one. Oh, Anthony, you won your matchup. Great matchup. You ended up defeating Bobby James with I can't remember what it was that you beat him with, but you defeated Bobby James. I think it was the RKO.
And approaching the ring, accompanied by the Phantom, the Phantom, and Wolf, the Blood Brothers.
You know, the WWE Universe
It's kind of funny that they don't let Phantom bring out his tag team championship belt when because it's a singles with manager instead of a tag team champion or tag team match. So it's just funny that they end up making him wear his belt, and his belt's like stuck over and doesn't get to take it off, doesn't do that special, both belts being held up there, but still an impressive entrance here from our tag team champions as Wolf competing here one-on-one. Yes, Anthony, you are in the Money in the Bank matchup. You won your matchup last on episode 12, I believe, over Ross.
It's been a tremendous week.
Ross let me know that you guys were going to be a tag team. You fought in a tag team match on episode 12, and then he informed me that you guys were going to break up and no longer be a tag team, so I had you guys compete against each other for a Money in the Bank qualifying match, and Anthony defeated Ross, earning a Money in the Bank opportunity. And then this week on Raw, he fought another man who had earned a Money in the Bank chance, Bobby James, and defeated him, getting some momentum heading into that ladder match and our next episode, which will be our Money in the Bank pay-per-view. But this is not about the Money in the Bank ladder match right here. This is about the tag team champions proving a point. Shane Scott running his mouth. Wolf here tonight, here to prove that he's the best big man here in XCW Universe. Shane Scott wanting to put that myth in, or prove that is simply a myth, and defeat the big man here tonight. Shane Scott kind of almost dwarfing Wolf here, who normally is a size advantage over most men here in XCW Universe. But Shane Scott, with those huge biceps and just extremely large, thick upper body, seeming to make Wolf seem more like a mere man and not the beast that he has been here in XCW Universe. Wolf, though, what does this move off the... Yes, that end over end when he kicks him in the face. Such force propelling them back over, basically doing a somersault backwards. Nice diving shoulder block to the chest of Shane Scott, able to knock him to the ground. And a Luthez press followed by a couple punches to the face. Wolf taking over right now. Shane Scott back to his feet, though. Wolf trying to set something up in the corner there. Getting reversed, that one arm back body drop. That not an actual signature move, but a signature in that I believe nobody else in the XCW Universe has ever pulled off that one arm back body drop.
Oh no, wait a minute, Cole, what's he gonna do here?
What is this? Lifting him high up into the air. Wolf doing a gorilla press slam, or military press slam, whichever you prefer. Again with that one arm back body drop right there from Shane Scott. Both men going for a diving attack and both missing. What was that? I'm not sure if you saw that. Shane Scott getting, after missing that move, Shane Scott like collapsing like it was dizzy from a concussion or something. But now able to fight back after getting stomped on by Wolf. Picking him up here. What is this? A double pendulum backbreaker, I believe, here. Yes, going for that second pendulum backbreaker. Nice move by Shane Scott.
And there's the reversal.
I'm not playing as either. Oh, what is this? This RKO from Wolf. That signature move. 1, 2, just a 2 count. Not able to defeat the rising Shane Scott here in XCW Universe. Our first match of Superstars here. Shane Scott now trying to regain control, getting a jawbreaker for his troubles there as he tried to pull off a comeback. Finisher attempt here from Wolf. What is this? Wolf lifting him up. Is this going to be that spinning cutter? It is. That spinning cutter. Wolf going for the pinfall. 1, 2, 3. No, not able to win it with that first spinning cutter. Now going for that spinning STO. He hits it hard. Oh, the reason that John Sanchez wears his face paint is he thinks that he's disfigured. A little bit of backstory here for JS.
What's he going for here? Moving on pure instinct now.
Anthony saying he'll defend his briefcase against Ross if he is able to win the Money in the Bank. Ross, even though he does not have an opportunity to fight for the undisputed title, the Money in the Bank briefcase, maybe he has a chance to still end up with it if Anthony can win it. I don't know. Wolf seeming to have the advantage in this matchup, going for this triple deadlift gut wrench suplex here, hitting that third one right there. Might go for a pinfall. It does not. Shane Scott back to his feet quickly. Ooh, that big boot to the gut. Not even to the chest or face, but to the gut of Wolf. And now the big man showing off his power with this huge pickup power bomb, slamming Wolf hard to the mat. What is he going to do it again? He's just going to try to pummel Wolf into the mat, take out all his energy, not allow him to kick out. Both of them back to their feet, though. Wolf runs into that one-arm spine buster, going for the pinfall here. One, no, just a 1 count. Wolf has got to be damaged quite a bit. Shane Scott gets a signature finisher. This might be over. Going for an arm wrench on the outside, wrenching back hard on that arm. Wolf not tapping yet. He might have to. No, he's able to roll him out of position, get out of that hold. Ducks under with that German suplex. Nice move, though. What is this? Shane Scott lifting him up in the air for a... No, it's not going to... He's hitting a double pendulum backbreaker again. Abusing the back of Wolf. Going for the pinfall. 1, 2. Just a 2 count. Wolf kicking out right there. Nice European uppercut. Tossing him over the top rope is Wolf, though. Can Wolf hit a big maneuver here? He's dragging him into the center of the ring. It's going to be that rope hung DDT. It is off the second rope. Going for the pinfall fall off of it. But you saw his foot was in the ropes right there. Shane Scott getting the immediate kick out. What is this? He ducks under for a German. Nice move right there. I thought Wolf was about to hit something, but quickly reversing there and ducking under for that German. Powerful German suplex from Shane Scott. Ooh, that throat thrust. Pulling back, swinging hard. Now, ooh, that another signature move only done in here in the Universe mode by 1, 2. That running senton splash. Great move by Shane Scott, but not enough to pick up the victory as Wolf here setting up that swinging STO again. Hits it hard on the mat. Might be going for the pinfall. Both these men going for pins quickly. 1, 2, just a 2. I think it's going to come down to maybe the next signature finisher hit. Whoever gets the next one might pull off this victory. I think he's going for one. He hits it. Signature RKO from Wolf, going for the pinfall victory. 1, 2, 3. Oh my gosh, Wolf picking up the victory over, wow, undefeated. Cannot believe it. Still in singles competition and tag team competition is Wolf. Able to pick up the victory here over Shane Scott. Shane Scott's momentum completely gone heading into the pay-per-view. But in all honesty, if momentum means anything, it's not going to matter if he gets his hand on Warden and takes out what has got to be a frustrating couple of episodes for Shane Scott. He might completely take all that anger out on Warden this Sunday, and even after a 3-match losing streak, pick up the United States Championship. But right now, things are not looking good for Shane Scott as Wolf and Phantom seem as dominating as ever, picking up their second victory this week, this time in singles competition after winning that Raw main event with Brian Tornado Nash, that 3 versus 3 champions versus contenders match. Right now, we're going to see Shane Scott still compete for that United States Championship match. And we could, even though he's got the momentum taken away from him right now, he could easily be a champion, while the men you saw right there celebrating the ring could have lost their titles very easily at the pay-per-view, as Atomic Bomb and CM Punk have yet to lose in normal tag team action, only losing in that 3 versus 3 contenders versus championship match in the main event of Raw. And here you see a fatal 4-way match. Chris Kanyon yet to pick up a victory here in XCW Universe. Just Insane taking a loss last week, even though he has qualified for the Money in the Bank matchup. Aaron Storms unable to get a win this month after having only lost twice in the previous 2 months. And now Brent Ryder, who won his Money in the Bank matchup 2 weeks ago, and then last week beat Just Insane. One of these men will have momentum going into the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, but possibly both Money in the Bank qualifiers not going into the pay-per-view with a win.
The following fatal 4-way contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Dallas, Texas, Brent Rivers.
Now the WWE Universe.
Brent Ryder making his quick entrance to the ring. Jumping onto the apron here, looking back at the fans, nodding in approval. Former United States Championship, having only a 2-week reign, the shortest reign of any champion here in XCW Universe. So even though he can call himself a former champion, it's not much to say when you only keep it from the pay-per-view till the second Raw of a month.
Approaching the ring from London, England, a Storms.
The WWE Universe letting them hear it.
Aaron Storms, probably the most dominating superstar not to receive a title match so far in XCW Universe. For the first 2 months, he lost only a match to Brian Tornado Nash and to Sammy Danger. One was the Undisputed Champion, and one was the #1 contender for the Undisputed Championship at King of the Ring. In the 2-month period, I believe he was either 7-2 or 8-2. But now, having picked up quite a few losses this month, losing a tag team match to the tag team champions when he partnered up for 1 week with our former Undisputed Champion, Russell Worth. I believe last week picking up a loss as well. Also taking a couple of weeks off of action this month. But here this week, competing, maybe turning his career back around. Having an opportunity here, this fatal 4-way match. One man will pick up a win, 3 men will walk out unhappy. As we are in our
Montreal, Canada, Chris Canadian.
Wow, listen to that reaction.
Chris Kanyon making that sparkling entrance right there with the sparks falling from the ceiling all around him. Making his way to the ring here tonight. 0-2 in XCW Universe. Or possibly 0-3, I can't remember which of the two it is, trying to pick up his first win, turn his fortunes around. But that is easier said than done, particularly in a match like this where you're not facing 1 man, but you're facing 3 men. We'll see if he can be able to finally pick up that elusive victory. But he's got tough competition in Brent Ryder and Aaron Storms. Two of the three men that he will be facing here tonight, already in the ring and at ringside. But here comes our fourth and final man of the match. Long pause here.
And their opponent, from Illinois, Justin Saint.
Now the WWE Universe sure isn't shy about sharing their feelings about this superstar.
Justin Saint coming in from that smoke, ready to compete here tonight. Picking up some big wins here in XCW Universe, including a Money in the Bank one-on-one qualifying match. This man will be one of 6 men competing for that title. For that briefcase at the pay-per-view. Justin Saint, I'm not sure if he really is insane, but he is definitely a good competitor here in XCW Universe and wanting to get that momentum heading into Money in the Bank. I haven't been paying attention to the chat, but Hoskins saying he thinks that match was close. I do believe the Wolf versus Shane Scott match actually was a really close matchup. But the finisher maneuver able to be the finishers being able to hit more by Wolf in that matchup is the only reason I believe he won. Don't know if there was maybe a reversal or something that led to the victory, but Wolf able to hit that second signature to pick up the victory. It was a good matchup though. Pretty close. Brent Ryder and Justin Saint trying to pick up where they left off last week, fighting each other to start up this matchup, while Aaron Storms and Chris Canyon fight on the opposite side of the ring. What is this move here? This nice knee facebuster. Knee to across the face, getting the momentum from running off the ropes, smashing Canyon's face in. And now a Hurricanrana taking Aaron Storms to the mat. Chris Canyon taking Justin Saint down. Nice European uppercut right there from Aaron Storms, taking down the former United States champion. But here he is back with 2 knees to the chest, taking him to the ground hard. Both men immediately, as soon as they see that Dragon Sleeper locked in, run over to break up that hold. They probably weren't oh, wow, nice reversal by Aaron Storms. Going for the Hurricanrana again was Brent Ryder. Reversed, though, into a powerbomb. But as you saw immediately, as soon as they recognized the submission hold, both those men running over to prevent the tap out. They're not sure whether necessarily. What a signature move already by Brent Ryder. Going for the pinfall here. 1, 2. Oh my gosh, that would have been insane if Brent Ryder could have picked up a victory right there. But he does not. In fact, it looks like he might be going to go to the outside here, maybe trying to put him through the table. I don't know why else he would go out there with the finisher.
Look out what's going on here.
Oh no. I think he might be actually trying to set him up on the barricade.
Oh, look at this.
Or trying to set him up somewhere. What is he going to do here?
He hits the drop kick from
Inside the ring, Justin Saint and Aaron Storms fighting it out.
You hear how his leg connected? And he gets tossed back in the ring.
Canyon back in the ring as Ryder giving up on whatever hopes he had on the outside. Storms taking Justin Saint to the mat with a nice reversal. Goes for a Superman punch and misses, and then that spinning kick, that spinning high kick from Justin Saint, and curb stomp taking Aaron Storms to the mat, going for the pinfall. Just a 1 count. Aaron Storms kicking out pretty early on.
This could be big. Follow a
Nice
slam by
move right
Chris
there
with
from
strength.
Chris Canyon. What is that right there? That
Feet to good use.
I can never remember the name of that move, but it's a great move, spinning around there, taking Aaron Storms down, slamming his head into the mat was just insane. Ryder taking Chris Cryptic down on the other side of the ring. Sorry, Chris Canyon. 2. What just happened? Aaron Storm pinned just insane while Brent Ryder was going for a gut wrench. Wow, I cannot believe I didn't see the move that won the match. I saw Brent Ryder starting to go for a move there. Paid attention to those two as Aaron Storms picks up a victory. Some surprising fashion. Early victory here in this Fatal 4-Way match, making this match pretty short from what it could have been. Just insane. Did not want to lose this match, especially not like that. Losing back-to-back in consecutive weeks here. Will Just Insane not even have a chance in the Money in the Bank? Or will he maybe make a rallying cry? You know, bottom of the 9th, you're down by a few runs. You don't have the momentum. You got to turn things around. But Brent Ryder also not picking up a victory here tonight. Distracted. It easily could happen in the Money in the Bank match where he is even dominating, doing well, fighting competitors, and somebody climbs the ladder when he's not paying attention. Ryder's got to be ready for when he is not the man in the climbing the ladder. He's got to be ready for anybody else who is climbing that ladder. Pay attention to his surroundings. But here, right here, we have one more man to enter the Money in the Bank ladder match. It is either going to be from left to right on your screen, Tyrant, CJ Lyons, excuse me, having the shaved hair there threw me off for a moment. We have JS, John Sanchez, Nick Nitro, Jay Lyons, the brother of CJ, and our former undisputed champion, Russell Worth. One of these 6 men will be added to the Money in the Bank ladder match. Hopefully, the Pride will not try to eliminate each other like they did last month in the qualifying match for the King of the Ring tournament. We know that they're over their dispute, and after CJ and Jay fought at King of the Ring one-on-one, they've actually been almost the most dominating tag team, only losing a number 1 contenders match. JS having a great 2-0 debut here in XCW Universe, and Tyrant being up and down, as well as Russell Worth as well being up and down in his career since losing that undisputed title.
The following 6-man contest is a battle royal. Making his way to the ring from Manhattan, New York, John Sanchez.
John Sanchez picking up a win over Chris Canyon last week. We just saw him competing in the prior match. And then picking up an impressive victory on Raw this week against Ross, giving him this opportunity. Our newest member of the XCW Universe, John Sanchez, coming to the ring. These 6 entrances are going to add 10 minutes to this stream right here. JS staring out into the crowd. Does not have a competitor in the ring yet, but he is ready and waiting the 5 men that he needs to beat here tonight in order to have 5 more men to defeat at the pay-per-view to win that Money in the Bank contract.
And approaching the ring from Sacramento, California, Nick Nitro.
Wow.
Nick Nitro heading to the ring at Nick Nitro 916. Maybe that is a gamer tag. Maybe that is a area code. Not sure exactly what that is in his. So yeah, really it's a Twitter handle is what they're pretending it is, but I think it's a social media handle in the game. Nick Nitro's impact in XCW Universe has not been as large as it could have been, picking up a win, I believe at least one win so far in XCW Universe, but not really impressing overall with a series of wins. Someone coming in like Warden picking up now 5 wins in a row, or actually, excuse me, 6 wins in a row, impressing very quickly from his debut. Nick Nitro has yet to get a true footing here in XCW Universe.
Representing the Brotherhood from Toronto, Canada, the Scorpion Soldier 50.
As you see, our first half of Pride in this matchup. Only the 3rd time that CJ and Jay will be against each other in a matchup. 2nd time in a battle royal for a huge opportunity on the line. The Canadian superstars, the Lions, CJ and Jay, the Pride, representing their home country with their attire. I wonder what he is listening to on his way to the ring. It'd actually be really funny if he was listening to his own entrance. I don't know why the idea of somebody listening to their own entrance on their way to the ring just to drown out the crowd. Or maybe they just want to hear it uninterrupted, not necessarily not wanting to hear the boos, but just like their own theme so much they just want to hear it crisp and clean in their ears. Or maybe he's listening to something completely different. Guess we'll never know what he is listening to on those headphones.
And representing the Brotherhood from Toronto, Canada, King Jay.
Jay Lyons coming out here. I did not realize he did not have entrance music, so I might go back in there and add in the music they use as a tag team. But coming to the ring, that evil clown on his shirt. I'm not really a man fearful of clowns, but I am a fan who would be fearful of Jay Lyons. Is a beast here in XCW Universe. He and his brother took quite a long time to really get their footing here, but this month has been their month. They've done everything but win the the number 1 contendership match they were in. Jay Lyons defeating the number 1 contender for the World Championship, the Undisputed Championship, Mike Miles, to start this month. Has a chance here to get into the Money in the Bank match. And we will see if he's able to do it, him or his brother.
And from Akron, Ohio, the Titan.
Tyrant has had one chance already to fight for this Money in the Bank opportunity. Getting a second opportunity tonight here to win and get in that Money in the Bank ladder match is Tyrant. Another superstar who's never been able to get a footing hold here in XCW Universe, never able to string enough wins together to really be considered a top player here, but has competed for the United States Championship. And we'll see tonight here if his fortunes are the ones that will be turned around. We're approaching midnight here. This stream will probably be just over before, or just right around midnight Central Standard Time. Starting at around 9:30 or so. This is close to a 2.5 hour stream.
And their opponent, from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Mr. Gold.
Well, the WWE Universe sure is
And final 6th competitor coming to the ring right now, former undisputed champion Russell Worth, who had a match on Raw, but is going to get a chance mainly due to pedigree as being the undisputed champion. Still feel that he has quite a bit of worth, pun intended, here in XCW Universe. See if he can reclimb that mountain after the disappointing showing in the King of the Ring tournament, losing in that first round. Is going to be able to possibly come back here tonight and win an opportunity at the Undisputed Championship match whenever he wants to. There are 6 men entering that ring, but only 1 man won't be thrown over the top rope and get that opportunity this Sunday, although in reality it's going to be tomorrow.
This could be big. Got out of the way of that one, and he's still in this.
Russell Worth quickly trying to eliminate JS, has him on the outside of the apron, but quickly fights his way back in. Who's going to be the first man eliminated? The first man to have his dreams crushed. What is this? The Lyons brothers almost about to fight against each other, but CJ making his way away from his brother Jay. If it comes down to these 2 men, they would have to indeed fight each other. They're able to be the last 2 men standing here tonight. A little bit more fighting than I expected. All these men going back and forth. Not too many attempts at an elimination. But as I say, that Tyrant now trying to toss CJ or JS. I don't know why I keep saying CJ. Probably because it's the other initial guy that I call out. JS though fighting his way back in at, and so is CJ. CJ skinned the cat, pulled himself back over the top rope. Nick Nitro on the outside now. What is this? Russell Worth. Is Jay going to eliminate our former undisputed champion? No, he's able to pull himself back in. Had both feet dangling on the outside, but Russell Worth powerful enough to pull himself back into the ring. This JS on the edge right here. Oh no, JS. First man eliminated by Jay Lyons. I don't know, this might be a rivalry here. JS not happy about that. Not sure if we're necessarily calling, if we don't consider one-on-one matches, he's still undefeated in singles competition, but now picking up his first loss in a Money in the Bank opportunity here. Taken out. Tyrant being eliminated by Russell Worth, unable to continue on here. Both the Lyons brothers are still in this matchup, as well as our former undisputed champion Russell Worth, who just eliminated a man. What is he going for those 10? Yes, he is. He's going for those 10 elbow drops in a row. Nick Nitro in a lot of trouble here. This has got to be painful. Each one of those hurts, let alone 10 in a row. And that last one getting elevation, adding extra oomph to it. CJ into the corner. Russell Worth coming to attack him instead of throwing out Nitro. What is this? Jay not turning on his brother a little bit too early, hitting that butterfly DDT right there on his brother. These 2 guys need to stay on the same side until they can eliminate both Nick Nitro and Russell Worth. You do not want to get rid of a guy who would be on your side. Jay, though, might be able to eliminate his brother, pay back the favor from the month before. CJ, though, fighting it back. C&J still fighting it out. CJ on the outside here. Jay, is he going to be able to knock him out? Struggling. No, CJ fights his way back in. Nitro throwing Russell to the outside. Nitro trying to eliminate Russell now. Former undisputed champion on the edge of elimination. Fights his way back in with that shoulder to the gut. Jay now on the edge. CJ gonna do it again. Is he gonna do it again? Is CJ gonna knock out his brother for the second time? He does. CJ just, excuse me,